Welcome to Thriving Teacher Talk. I'm your host, Jillian Fernandez. I'm a former teacher from New York turned full-time mom and teacherpreneur on a mission to help you create a profitable and sustainable income selling your teaching resources or services. I'm here to make your life easier by giving you the best advice, trainings, and mindset shifts to grow your business, and most importantly, save you time and sanity. Welcome to this week's podcast. Now, before we get into today, I just wanted to remind you that this podcast is available in 3 different formats. You can catch it on YouTube, you can read the blog, or you can listen on any of your favorite podcast platforms. But it is available in 3 different formats in case you consume your content differently. But our subject today is one that we don't really like to talk about in our business or life, but it's exactly why we're going to tackle it. You know that I'm going to give you the truth, even if it's a little hard or messy. And this week, I think we're ready for a little talk about failure and what it means in your business. First things first, you probably will fail. Let's just get that out of the way right now. I'm not talking about having to close up shop for good, but about those smaller failures along the way, like the resource that didn't quite work, the workshop that nobody attended, or the product that you poured your heart into and just didn't quite sell the way you expected. Talk to anyone who's been in business for years and they've got at least one of those stories. We just don't talk about them very often. So today I'm going to let you in on one of my failures because looking back at it, I'm so glad I had this experience. So here we go. A couple of years ago, I had the best idea for a membership that would help TPT sellers. I thought I saw a need and it was something that I was really incredibly passionate about. So for a few months, I ran a TPT resource templates membership. I mean, you all know I love templates, and I knew I wasn't the only one. I even did everything I could to get it right and make it full of value for the members. But in the end, it wasn't the right thing for me, my business, or even the people who initially enrolled, so it closed down. That makes it a failure, right? Well, as an ongoing membership, yes, it was a failure. It did serve those who signed up, but it didn't last as long as I expected and as eagerly and widely received as I expected. But a failure as part of my business journey, I wouldn't go that far. Now, as we've already said, every business should and will have things that fail. That doesn't mean that your business is a failure, and certainly doesn't mean that you are a failure. Truth here, failure can be the best way to learn in your business. And some of those lessons can definitely be celebrated. I keep thinking about that audio. You may have heard it on like Reels or TikTok where it says, it's okay to fall apart sometimes. I mean, tacos do it and we still love them. Anyways, I have learned some incredibly valuable lessons from my membership failure, and now you can learn from them as well because it's good to know things about how to handle failure. Fear of failure is one of the big parts of imposter syndrome, but we'll cover that more in a bit. When I closed my membership down, I took some time to really reflect on it, and now I can say that just having the experience to try and learn from it was super beneficial from a business standpoint. Now, before we get into the 3 big lessons I learned from this experience, I'm going to take a minute to talk about this episode's sponsor, Thriving Teacher Academy. Yep, my own program designed to help you start or grow your business now, or at least as soon as possible. Thriving Teacher Academy is filled with practical information, how-tos, tutorials, covering everything you need to set up, market, and grow your TPT store. I've seen firsthand how this knowledge has saved teacherpreneurs time and stress. A lot of teacherpreneurs are used to figuring things out as teachers and think they have to go the do-it-yourself route. Not anymore. Thriving Teacher Academy is your doorway to a better path. The course will open up again in November, but you can join the waitlist today. Find out more information and join the waitlist at JillianFernandez, all one word, .com/thriving-teacher-academy. But I will link that in the show notes for you too. Okay, let's get through these lessons together then. First off, you do want to test your ideas. It doesn't guarantee success, but it will help you develop ideas and learn things that might be even better ideas. This goes for completely new lines of resources, courses, and even revenue streams. I mean, our ideas always sound good in our head, and having a way to get real life feedback is so important. This is one of the reasons you want to start building that audience. They can be such a great resource for testing your ideas. And so can a good group of biz friends. One of the easiest and probably best ways to test ideas is to speak directly to your audience. They can tell you what will work for them and what might not. If you need to tweak or adjust any part of the idea, you can come back to your audience with more questions. If you want a few people to run a test on any part of an idea, you should do that as well. People love to be beta testers for courses and resources. Sometimes people even get excited about helping develop something. My first way to test the membership idea was by surveying my audience on Instagram and my Facebook group to see what they thought they needed in their business. I put out general feelers to see if people would be interested in regularly receiving templates, and there was a real interest. The idea was definitely sound, just like I thought. Everybody loves templates. And when you're as confident as you can be, and that can be a whole lot less than 100%, it can almost guarantee it will be. But when you've put in enough research to have found a couple adjustments to match your audience, it's time to put that idea to the real test, develop and launch it. What I found out after launching my membership was that there was actually a little more people wanted besides just templates. Having a taste of some great templates, most people also wanted instruction and support. And that's exactly what my course, Thriving Teacher Academy, offers. And ultimately, all the people who joined the template membership ended up joining the course. The next thing then, whether you're having success or failure with a specific idea, is the value of being honest, graceful, and authentic. Communicating with those characteristics, honesty, grace, and authenticity, helps retain and increase trust between you and your audience, especially when sharing about something you have to change or close down. Being too abrupt or hiding things out of embarrassment or fear can drive people away. On the other hand, though, letting people know that a change or end is coming and enough of the details lets your audience, customers, and members know that their needs are considered and valued. That can help increase the trust, even if the announcement itself is a disappointment. People generally like to be included in what's going on rather than being blindsided. One thing that my audience knew once I was closing the membership was that they were going to gain so much from being part of Thriving Teacher Academy. They would not only have those templates that they already knew were valuable, but also support, guidance, and so much more. So closing the membership actually meant that I could serve them better. And they knew that was true because I was being true with my intentions. Rather than only receiving templates, they could also be a part of the most supportive and amazing group of humans on the planet. Okay, I know I'm a little biased here, but you get the idea. Letting my audience know that the membership was closing and what their options were moving forward showed that I was looking out for them just as much as for my business. I wasn't closing out of lack of ideas or time. I was actually looking out for them and wanting to provide more. Sometimes things really do change for the better, which is completely true. While having to change part of your business may be hard, doing it with honesty, grace, and authenticity is a chance to not only keep, but even build that trust with your audience. And sometimes that's even more valuable than just getting a sale. Sometimes a failure does mean your audience may have to look elsewhere for a service or a product. But if you're honest, speak with grace, and take your stand authentically, they'll remember you as someone trustworthy and worth recommending. And that's okay too. Your business can grow and should grow, and that means changing who you serve or how you serve them can be part of that growth. The biggest thing that I learned was just don't be afraid of the failure. I know it's so easy to say and sometimes really hard to do. So if you struggle with this, then you're completely normal and right on track. I often see students really struggle when they have ideas they think will absolutely work, but then their sales don't reflect that. I'm so glad that they do try the ideas though. That's the key. You can't let fear of the failure stop you from pursuing those dreams. You've probably heard the Einstein quote, "I've not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that something won't work." Now, I certainly hope that you don't have to try 10,000 ideas or even 1,000, but you get the idea. You have to try and find some of the things that don't work as you build your store. And when you try and it doesn't work the way you expected, just know that it can take some time to gain that momentum and motivation back, and that's okay. One thing that helped me so much in that area, and I know will help you, is having people by your side through the ups and downs and who you know will support your ideas through the whole process. Those people are so incredibly valuable. And failures don't make you an imposter. I know that's one of the things that some of us struggle with as well. We're afraid to be found out as not knowing enough or not having enough experience. And then it can be extra hard when you finally get up the courage to do something and it doesn't work out. Let me just say, you actually deserve a huge congratulations because you've worked through that imposter syndrome to try something. And that in itself is so amazing. And I know you can do it again, because having those failures can help you know what to move on to next and how to make those changes that are going to be beneficial for your business. You know that there is more you can provide, and it makes things that much more worth it when they actually do work. So if you are looking for templates after all this talk about them, come check out my Thriving Teacher Academy waitlist. The membership attempt was totally worth it. At least I can see that now. because it proved that all the templates plus the support included in Thriving Teacher Academy are exactly what people need to build not only great resources, but also the confidence and knowledge to build their store. And more importantly than my story, I'd love to hear the ideas that you've been mulling over. With a little encouragement and maybe some tweaking, it might just be the best thing that you can try next. So please do come share those ideas and dreams in the Teacher Instagram Boss Facebook group. You can find the link to that in the show notes. I love how supportive that group is, and it could be the first place to start validating your idea or tell us what you've learned from a failure. Telling your story can help you see even more what you can gain or just plain inspire someone else. I can't wait to chat with you next time as we are continuing to prioritize our growth. If you loved this episode, be sure to subscribe so you can catch all the new episodes. Leave a review if something resonated, or even just send me a DM. Thank you for letting me into your business and your life today. We are going to love growing together as you create a profitable and sustainable income, selling your teaching resources or services. I'm so honored to be here to make your life a little bit easier with the best advice, trainings, and mindset shifts to grow your business, and most importantly, save you time and sanity. I'll see you in the next one.